The hit that RP Nichols put on Abby Church.
And Parramatta from inside their in goal, bringing it back through Abby Church. Still going Church through the other side. Now it's opened up. What has she got? What options does she have? Warriors! Big D from her opposite. Captain on captain.
Yes, hello and welcome to Code Sports Show and Go, the only place to get all your NRLW wash up, and it is round two. It has been run and won. We have two of the best to review it. Daily Telegraph, Code Sports, Pam Whaley is back for more. Welcome, Pam.
Yes, can't wait to get into it.
And we have gotten in the face of the week, the face of the game. Let's just say it because
we can say that.
Yes, you're the Shark skipper, Tiana Penitani, but this week you're going next level because you're the face of Rugby League Live 26, which is coming out in just a few days' time.
Yeah, thanks, Lara.
So
thanks
cool.
for the intro. I appreciate it. But I know, very cool. I think initially when they had asked me to be on the cover of Rugby League Live, I'm not a huge PlayStation gal. That's more up my brother's alley. So I didn't really appreciate it. It just came through as a promo thing for me, my emails, and I was like, yeah, cool, that's fine, let's do it. Until I actually started to see the hype around the game. So very, very exciting. I didn't realise that the last release of the game was back in 2017. So the Rugby League fans have been waiting for a very, very long time for this one to be released. And it's exciting. It's game week.
We had an awesome weekend. 3 undefeated teams remain. 3 teams yet to register a win, unfortunately, but some awesome football played. So let's just kick it off. Pam, what was your moment of the round?
I really loved, first of all, the Broncos win, but I think that kind of left edge pairing of Tamika Upton, Julie Robinson, Hayley Maddock, they combined together for a really nice try.
Ferguson again, this is Gail Broughton, right side Brigginshaw, and then it comes out to Robinson, away from one Maddock, back inside Tamika Upton, they'll go back to back.
And I just thought, wow, like they can be capable of anything this year. Just their crisp passing, the way they all supported each other, loved it.
For me, obviously seeing the Warriors get their first win, but the hit that RP Nichols put on Abby Church.
And Parramatta from inside their in goal, bringing it back through Abby Church. Still going Church through the other side. Now it's opened up. What has she got? What options does she have? Warriors! Big D from her opposite. Captain on captain.
Just so good to watch. Abby's been fantastic, and it looked like this could be another length of the field try for her. But just the technique and seeing the players get around her as well, such a great moment. I don't know if I need to ask you, Tiana, what your moment of the weekend was, because who puts 50 on in a weekend? You've done it twice now, more than 50 on game day. That was an amazing win in Canberra.
So proud of the girls. I think, honestly, I was just relieved to get a win on the board. We were pretty disappointed after round 1 and had lots of feedback and review through the week to make sure that didn't happen again. So in saying that, kind of felt sorry for Canberra being on the receiving end of that. No one wants to play a team that's really bitterly disappointed after a tough loss. But very, very proud of the girls. And it's the second time in Canberra that we've had a scoreline like that. So I don't know what they're doing to the field down there, but the girls love it. It's a fast track, nice dry footy, and we love playing down in Canberra.
Yeah, I feel like a great debut as well for your young star who scored 2 tries.
Yes,
I mean,
Steph Faulkner.
More young faces on show as well this week.
Absolutely. Obviously, it came off the back of losing Minna Hanisi to an ACL, which was tragic. You know, she's such a huge part of our middle men, so really sad to see her kind of drop out of the squad with that injury. But in saying that, then comes opportunity for someone like Steph. And for those that probably didn't see through the week, her story, she's the first ever player in Sharks history to come through from Lisa Fiola, which is our youngest junior reps team, all the way through the ranks to NRLW development, and then to be promoted to top 24 and make her debut. So
cool.
A very, very proud moment for the club, and for her to get 2 meat pies on the day is just a dream come true for her and her family. So very proud, and very proud to, I guess, reward the effort that she brings into this team.
And that's what we want to see, more of these players coming through the pathways that have been set up now for a while. All right, so what's going wrong with the Raiders, Pam? Because now that's over 90 points conceded in their first 2 games. It's a really awful start.
And as Tiana was saying, so you guys have had a lot of success down in Canberra, but Canberra haven't had a lot of success down there. I think that was their 8th loss in a row at home, which is a big concern for them. But it just seems like, you look across their team list, they have a lot of representative players. They've got really good players in their team. They're just missing a bit of speed. They're missing some X factor. There's just something that they can't put together there. It's hard to kind of put your finger on it, but it's just a player with a bit of speed, a little bit of mongrel
that can break the game wide open.
Yeah.
Titans are sort of in the same boat in the way they've started the year, and I thought Georgia Hale, their captain, wrapped up it perfectly when she said, you can be a really connected team, but if you don't have arrogance and mongrel, and if you come up against a team that has a bit of that, or X factor, you can be intimidated, and then it all goes away. That feels like what the Titans and Raiders are missing: arrogance and mongrel.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a bunch of really nice girls and great footballers, but that's exactly right. And I think when you look at a team like the Bulldogs, who are new in the competition, they're on the complete opposite end of that scale. They are full of positive arrogance and confidence, but that mongrel as well. And it's that want to be better than your opposite number, that everything is a fight and you want to fight for every inch, and everything's a competition essentially, and sometimes you just don't feel that from certain teams, and I think that's what you can see that's lacking maybe in the Titans.
And that takes us to our next big moment of the round. That was watching the Warriors have that historic moment.
Right side they go, Layston Albert-Jones, and then to Curtin, and she got the pass away to Nichols. It went to Ikanazio, maybe breaks over in the corner. And what a start for the New Zealand Warriors.
And I think being here, you could feel it through the TV, but I kind of had massive FOMO because just to be able to witness history in person would have been something pretty special for those Warriors supporters, for all the people that have been around that club, where they were there when it began years ago, and then it left the competition for a few years and then back again. And I think Ron Griffith said it so beautifully. He had channeled, you're going to have your Dean Bell moment, and that's how they built their pre-season. And then they delivered as well. It wasn't just because it can all fall flat if you don't perform. And it was so great to see them get their first win, 14-0 v Para as well.
Yeah, well, it just seemed like in their round one loss to the Roosters, they kind of started out really strong and then they lost their way a little bit, but then it just seemed on the weekend they just kind of kept that intensity up throughout the whole game, and whether that was the emotion of, the whole day, or whether that was, and I suspect it's some of those really elite players that have come across from rugby union who have kind of taken their learnings out of round one and then really put it into practice. And you could see that with Michaela Brake, just how much class she showed. And what a weapon. She'll be great for NRLW if she can keep that up.
Are they the wild card, do you think? Just based on the improvement, like you said, Pam, from game 1 to game 2 for the likes of Michaela Brake. She goes away, she watches the video, and she puts it into practice very quickly.
Yeah, well, that's that professionalism that you see come from the likes of her, not only her, but Taisha Ikanasio as well in the outside backs. They got through an enormous amount of work, and in comparison to their round one against the Roosters, you can see that that whole week of preparation, they've just absorbed all of the lessons that come with that.
You know what they're winning? The social side,
the wahine I've seen all online.
And the Bulldogs are doing a good job too, but I think they've nearly got 30,000 followers on Instagram, and that's just been created in this groundswell of pre-season and what they've done. They have such good content, so go check it out. I highly recommend it. All right, now we're just going to move to a bit of an ugly side of social media, really, which has already reared its ugly head, and it's around the Bulldogs making it 2 from 2. Great job from the Bulldogs, and a great game, really. Before we get to the social media fallout, we should probably need to give credit to the West Tigers, because when you talk about arrogance and mongrel, that's exactly what they brought against a team that is pretty scary on paper. Yeah,
exactly. They were up for the fight, against the Bulldogs. They really pushed them the whole way, and it was great to see.
You were at this game, so I guess that intensity, that physicality, it boiled over at the end. So what ultimately ended up with Angelina Teakaraanga-Katoa in the sin bin, what happened in the lead up, because you were watching it sideline?
So it was their fullback Jatea Faifua. So she was kind of making a little break down the sideline, and then Holly Wheeler tackled her, and it looked as though Holly kind of put her forearm it looked like she put it into her throat, and then Jatea kind of got up and reacted, and they kind of had a little bit of a push and shove, and then Angelina came in, and there was a couple of slaps in there, and then she was sin binned. So it wasn't a great look. I I think from a new captain.
So following all of this, I guess the clip gets clipped up, it goes on social, and there's been some pretty horrendous comments made towards the players. Just everyone has a right to have a say in a way. We do that in sport, right? About we didn't like the slap or whatever it is, but I feel like it crosses a line when it gets personal. And I don't know if this is fair to say, but that in women's sport often it can get really personal. And I know that some of the Bulldogs players have taken themselves off socials altogether, which sometimes you have to do probably to safeguard yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. You do. You've got to protect yourself, and it's really easy for people to say, don't read the comments or don't read into what people say online. But athletes are humans, and it's really difficult to separate yourself from what's real and what's not. And I think there's just no tolerance for it, particularly when the comments start to get really personal and really ugly. There's no room for it in our game.
Just to close that conversation though, Angelina Teakaraanga-Katoa gets suspended.
Yes.
One game. Are you happy with that? Do you think that 1 week, I mean, we know it carries more weight because the season's only 11 weeks long.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, I really didn't like it. I thought it was kind of a really ugly moment. And we're saying, it was obviously a brain snap.
Have you ever slapped anyone on the field? Can we go find the vision?
You can dig as deep as you
like
want.
I don't think so. Have before we went on TV. Now, no, I'm joking.
No, definitely
way
not.
too
Not
classy.
me.
Have you been slapped?
I don't think I've been slapped.
Okay.
But we play a contact sport. Like let your footy in, let your tackling, do the talking. Like I think we're probably lucky in a sense that we're in a contact sport. You can't get away with it in netball, like digging your shoulders in or whatnot. But for us, we can in footy. So
there's other ways to let your frustration
out. There are other
out.
ways to let your frustration out. But I just wanted to bring up how many weeks did Kennedy Charrington get last year
for punching?
Yeah,
I feel like she missed quite a few. Was
it
three or
Three or four. Yeah.
Like, I found it interesting the similarities, but the difference in penalty for Teka and for Kennedy. I know the situations were very different, but I thought it would be more along the lines of what Ken's received last year.
Yeah, perhaps it's to do with a slap versus was it a punch? Was Kennedy's?
I don't think it was
Was it a punch?
And I think it might have been an attempted punch, or I'm not sure.
Land.
Like closed fist.
Yeah, I think that's what saves maybe Teka there, is that it's a slap, not a closed fist. All right, well, she misses the game against the Dragons, which is a real shame, because I think she would have absolutely loved to have lined up against her former club. But well done to the Bulldogs. They are 2 from 2 to start the season, as are the Brisbane Broncos. And it was awesome to watch them absolutely, fire again, and the poor old Titans with all sorts of things to clean up in their act. But I guess fans are already saying, are the Broncos too stacked? And we used to say this about the Roosters. They've got some injuries at the moment. The Broncos are by far and away looking like the best team in this competition. Can you help us understand, or I guess debunk the myth that, they're somehow cheating the system, or they're just so lucky to have this incredible roster that other clubs are just not necessarily going to be able to touch them this season?
There are so many different factors that come into play when you're deciding whether you want to stay at a club or whether you want to move to a new club. And I think for the likes of your high profile players like Tamika Upton, she's done the groundwork for so many years of her career at a new club like Newcastle when they were introduced into the comp, and you don't always want to be in that position for your whole career. So moving back home to Queensland first of all, and moving to a very well established club like the Broncos, who have great star power that draw you into a club like that. She wants to win comps at the end of the day, and I don't blame her for it. Whereas on the other hand, there are some players that want to be part of a foundation team and an inaugural team to develop and be part of that conversation and develop those pathways and be a part of a brand new system and watch it grow. So it really depends on where you're at as an athlete and what you want. But also, when it comes to money, we're not talking big figures in the women's game, and the way that our salary cap is set up, the minimum wage is quite high in context to what your top paid players might be getting. So that gap is a lot smaller than what it would be in the men's salary cap. And when you look at the men, you might have a male player that's been offered $150,000 at one club and then $320,000 at another club. That's 6-figure salaries we're talking, whereas for the women's game, it's a matter of tens of thousands of dollars, if that.
That's crazy. So if we dumb it down for everyone at home, the carrot is completely different.
Completely different.
So you're saying it there. So you get off, you were just off contract, right? So you've decided to stay at the Sharks. You could have gone probably to a number of clubs, but we're talking the money you can go for elsewhere might be the difference of 20, 30, 40 at the most.
Yeah.
So to uproot your life, to
find employment,
make that to make that change, it's not worth your while. So the Broncos have built since foundation.
Yeah.
A lot of those girls have been there since the beginning, and they don't want to leave.
Yeah.
And then they bring Tamika home. So it's not like they've, brought in the big guns by buying other players from other clubs. They've set that up.
It's not like they've said to Tamika, come home for $1 million, and she said, great.
No.
Like, that's not the case at all. There's a number of different things that have kind of lined up that have made sense to her. And obviously she would have been, the most wanted player in the competition. There's only 3 clubs in Queensland that she could have gone to anyway. So, So things like culture, coaching, winning.
Yeah.
Like, I know
they're the things that draw you to clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being around players, star power is a huge part of that.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We have got our very first email from Ben Costello. Hello, Ben. Thanks for sending it in. I promise it's none of our relatives. Ben's actually jumped in on the scheduling chat, which is a huge topic, but I'll just quickly read it. Hi, Pam. I think you're spot on NRLW scheduling. Late morning, early Arvo games don't have commercial value. Fair point. Either midweek scheduling Monday to Wednesday through winter or an October through February season schedule needs to happen. Cheers, Ben. I don't think we're going to solve this problem, but it is obviously going to be something that we keep bringing up. And Tiana, I think it rears its ugly head again, this really not well thought out schedule for you guys this weekend.
Yeah, the perfect example is that our boys or our men's team will play on Friday night against the Roosters at 6 o'clock at Shark Park, and we are scheduled on the Saturday evening at Shark Park against the Cowboys. So
standalone.
Perfect opportunity for us to potentially have had a double header if the scheduling allowed it to be that way. But then you look at families, like I know there's lots of diehard footy supporters out there, but who wants to go to their local stadium twice in 1 week? It's not feasible, it's not realistic, it's 2 lots of tickets you have to buy. So I think logistically it doesn't work out that way, and they're just missed opportunities for us, even having a standalone down in Canberra, middle of the day on Saturday last week. It's barely anyone down there, and it's not a great look for our game, because there are genuinely true fans out there that do watch the games and do support us. We're so grateful for that, but in terms of scheduling it, we're not making it easy for ourselves to grow the game and get bums on seats at the moment.
That's the perception that's completely been thrown out the window. The girls don't want standalone. It doesn't have to be. It can be.
It can
but
be,
it doesn't have. If it's not, like if there's a men's game the day before there, why wouldn't you do it?
Absolutely. And we love that. We love playing when all of the fans are there, ready for the boys, watching the under-21s or the New South Wales Cup, and then us and NRL. I think we can do better there.
All right, we're introducing a new segment. Maybe we'll do this every week. I don't know. But let's make women's rugby league greater. So I feel like we don't have to do it the same way we do the men's, right? We don't have to cookie cutter it. So I'm going to make you come up with something next week. I won't make you do it this week.
No worries.
I've decided I'm going to do the first carry on this one and take something from our American friends in the WNBA and NBA. And I'd love to see, and Tiana, you don't know what I'm going to suggest, so I want your reaction.
Okay.
If it's shit, you can tell me. I would love to see an NRLW tunnel fashion when you girls arrive. Every single game.
I was really hoping you'd say this, and I know you didn't tell me.
I swear to God, are you serious?
I promise you. When you said let's take a leaf out of America's book.
Oh, you straight away knew what I was talking about.
100%. I'm all about that. I want that. I think it just shows. It's another way of showing personality.
Yeah. I think it brings personality, but also, I mean, the commercial opportunities are there.
It's unreal.
The girls, I think, knowing some of who they are, not everyone would like it, but there'd be a lot of girls that would embrace it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's on arrivals, when the girls arrive to the ground, they don't rock up in their polo, which is super sexy. They turn out in what they would wear, or whatever they want to wear. They can be as dressed up or as cash or as
power
sporty.
suit. You can go
what would you go?
streetwear.
What would you wear?
I think I would flirt with a couple of different things. I think 1 week I'd go power suit, stilettos, why not? And then another week it might be streetwear, and just you go full kit sponsor. I'd wear like full kit Puma 1 week and just have so much fun with it. And it's really, really cool to see, the American athletes do it. And I think Super Rugby women did it Super Rugby O-Picky did it maybe last year or the year before, just for a bit of fun, and it was awesome. The shots and the content that came out of it, the commercial opportunities.
Maybe do it for Magic Round. Like, it's in a few weeks. Just get everyone to do it as a trial at Magic Round.
That'd be cool.
That is it. Of course, we want everyone to have their say on how to make NRLW greater. So you can email us and send us your thoughts at codenrl@news.com.au, or reach out to Pam or I on socials, which is easy enough to do as well. Tiana, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
We cannot wait to see the game this week. I'm actually going to play PlayStation for the first time, just to play. And I must say good luck as well this week against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Pam, I will see you soon.
Yes. Thanks
Big
so much,
game
Laz.
from you today. Look forward to more from you next week.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks, Lara. Thanks.